Have you ever caught yourself deep in thought, maybe worrying about something that hasn't happened yet, replaying a past mistake, or just drifting aimlessly, and suddenly realized, why am I even thinking about this? We often go through life caught up in our daily routines, reacting to situations, emotions, and challenges without fully understanding why we think or feel the way we do. Our minds are constantly active, flooded with thoughts, some conscious, many unconscious. These thoughts drive our decisions, shape our behavior, and influence our relationships. Yet we rarely stop to examine them. That's why awareness is the first and most essential step toward any meaningful change. Awareness is the ability to pause and observe your own thoughts without immediately reacting to them. It means stepping back from the mental chatter and becoming a witness to your inner world. For example, instead of being consumed by stress or anger, awareness allows you to notice, I am feeling stressed, or I am having an angry thought right now. This small shift from being in the emotion to observing it creates space, and in that space lies the potential for clarity and control. Without awareness, we operate on autopilot. We follow thought patterns we've developed over years, often without questioning their validity or usefulness. We might find ourselves thinking, I'm not good enough, or this will never work, simply because those thoughts have become habitual. Left unchecked, these patterns can quietly sabotage our confidence, relationships, and potential. But once we become aware of what we are thinking, we gain the power to challenge and change those thoughts. We can ask, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Where did it come from? This conscious questioning interrupts the cycle and opens the door to new perspectives. Over time, with consistent practice, we can rewire our thinking to be more positive, productive, and align with who we truly want to be. Awareness also brings emotional intelligence. When we're aware of our thoughts, we can better understand how those thoughts trigger emotions and actions. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose a more thoughtful response. This is especially important in moments of conflict, stress, or uncertainty. The ability to pause, reflect, and respond rather than react is a hallmark of emotional maturity and self-leadership. It's important to remember that awareness is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's not always easy to be mindful of our thoughts, especially in the rush of daily life, but like any skill, it improves with practice. Mindfulness exercises, journaling, and even taking a few quiet moments each day to check in with yourself can significantly strengthen your awareness. Ultimately, we can't change what we don't notice. Whether we're trying to overcome anxiety, improve our relationships, grow in our careers, or simply live more peacefully, it all starts with this foundational truth. We must become aware of our thinking. Because only when we see the patterns clearly can we begin the work of transformation. And that's why awareness isn't just the first step to change, it's the most powerful one. Our thoughts are more powerful than we often realize. They are not just fleeting ideas passing through our minds. They are the lens through which we see the world, the fuel behind our emotions, and the foundation of our actions. What we consistently think about becomes the framework for how we experience life. In a very real sense, our thoughts shape our reality. Every belief we hold, every decision we make, and every goal we set begins with a thought. If your mind is filled with limiting beliefs like I can't do this or I'll never be good enough, those thoughts will influence your behavior. You may avoid challenges, settle for less, or give up too soon. On the other hand, if your thoughts are encouraging, I am capable, I can learn, this is a challenge, not a failure, you're more likely to take action, persist through difficulty, and ultimately grow. This principle applies to all areas of life: relationships, career, health, and personal development. Imagine two people facing the same situation, say losing a job. One thinks, I'm a failure, nothing ever works out for me, while the other thinks, this is tough, but maybe it's an opportunity to find something better. The situation is identical, but their experiences will be completely different because of the thoughts they choose to entertain. Our brains are wired to seek evidence for what we believe. This is called confirmation bias. If you constantly think negative thoughts, your brain will focus on and interpret situations in a way that supports those beliefs. You'll notice more of what's going wrong and less of what's going right. Over time, this becomes your version of reality. But the opposite is also true. When you think positively and constructively, you begin to see opportunities where others see problems. You notice progress, growth, and hope. Worry. It's important to note that shaping your reality with your thoughts doesn't mean denying difficult circumstances or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing how to interpret and respond to life. You may not have control over everything that happens to you, but you have control over how you think about it, and that can make all the difference. This is why practices like affirmations, visualization, and gratitude journaling can be so powerful. They help train your brain to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. They shift your mindset from limitation to possibility, and over time, that shift changes the way you show up in the world. In essence, your external reality begins with your internal world. The more intentional you are with your thinking, the more aligned your life becomes with your goals, values, and vision. So guard your thoughts, nurture them, direct them wisely, because your thoughts are not just reflections of your life, they are the architects of it. The mind is one of the most powerful tools we have, but it doesn't come with a manual. Without guidance or awareness, it can become cluttered with distractions, self-doubt, overthinking, and fear. The good news is that, just like a muscle, the mind can be trained. With consistent effort, intention, and the right practices, you can shape your thoughts, manage your emotions, and build mental habits that support a healthier, more productive life. Training your mind begins with the understanding that your thoughts are not fixed. They are shaped by experiences, environment, and repetition. If you've developed habits of worrying, procrastinating, or being overly self-critical, those habits didn't form overnight, and they won't change overnight either. But with awareness and practice, they can be unlearned. This is the essence of mental training, replacing unhelpful thought patterns with ones that empower and uplift you. One of the first and most powerful ways to begin this process is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the simple act of paying attention to the present moment, your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It sounds easy, but it's deeply transformative. When you practice mindfulness, you become more aware of your mental chatter. Instead of being swept away by stress or negativity, you begin to notice when it's happening and create space to choose how to respond. That awareness is the foundation of a trained mind. Alongside mindfulness, self-talk plays a crucial role in mental training. Every day, we engage in internal dialogue that shapes how we feel and act. If you often think, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed, those thoughts can create a reality of hesitation and self-doubt. But if you train yourself to think, I'm learning, I'm capable, or I can handle this, you begin to build a mindset of growth and resilience. Affirmations, journaling, and simply pausing to challenge negative thoughts are all ways to retrain your internal voice. Visualization is another powerful technique. Athletes, performers, and high achievers use it to mentally rehearse success. By vividly imagining yourself achieving your goals, whether it's giving a great presentation, acing an exam, or staying calm under pressure, you're strengthening your brain's ability to turn that vision into reality. The mind responds strongly to imagery, and regular visualization can build confidence and clarity. Focus and discipline are also key parts of mental training. In a world full of distractions, learning to control your attention is a vital skill. Setting clear goals, creating daily routines, and practicing delayed gratification help sharpen your focus and build mental endurance. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Ultimately, training your mind is a lifelong process. It requires patience, effort, and self-compassion. But the rewards are profound. Greater peace, stronger focus, emotional resilience, and the ability to direct your life instead of just reacting to it. When you train your mind, you don't just change how you think, you change how you live.